Welcome back, everyone. This is Acid Roots. We're going to get ready for further adventures of Link's Awakening. Now, really, as you saw, we were in the middle of a trading sequence, and grinding is very imperative at this point, so make sure that you do it. I don't remember how many rupees you need, but you are going to need the shovel. So, I'm hoping that it's not 500 rupees. I think that would be a little bit expensive, but I'm not really sure how much it is. Maybe I'm thinking A Link to the Past. So you go through town and you head out east, and this time you're going to be able to meet some new people. Obviously, the amount of characters that are important to the storyline is not many. Okay, so the shovel is 200. So obviously I need 82 or 92 more. Now I actually did decide I was going to do a little bit of grinding, but I'm not exactly going to do it the whole time. So I'm trying to think of what happened with Zelda recently. I beat the original Zelda just yesterday, and the thing about that was that, well, the 9 dungeons in the game, they're really paramount. I mean, I enjoyed them quite a bit, but the thing was that they just got really frustrating. See, this game, if you were wanting a two-dimensional Zelda game, this would be the one that I'd recommend to you first. Just because it may not have the display that A Link to the Past does, but it's still pretty much is a rather magnificent game. I mean, if you notice, they incorporate towns in this game, but as the later Zeldas approach, they actually get to cities and that sort of thing. Like, I'm also trying to watch Wind Waker right now. So I've just been really stepping it up as far as Zelda's concerned. Four Swords Adventures. I guess I could talk a little bit about Four Swords Adventures, because I actually did get rather far in that game. The whole thing about it is I just don't have the memory of it. Salutations. Now, this guy is really important, and he kind of reminds me of Ralph from Oracle of Ages. It's nice meeting other knights and people like that. Maybe I just like him because of his cape, but yeah, so Four Swords Adventures. Thing about that game was I did play. I mean, the whole thing is if I already said this story, that's kind of, I'm not purposely trying to do that, but I'm thinking of other Zelda games that I played. But I did play Four Swords Adventures back in 2004, 2005. I actually got pretty far in it, and the main thing about it was it's one of those things, you're getting to the point where if you're in your mid-20s, came out when I was 15, so it's funny how you don't remember all these things. Like, when you're 8, 7, 6, you don't remember that times, but now the fact that you can't remember what you did when you were 15, 16, 17 is getting strange. Makes me wonder if 10 years from now I won't remember being 26. But I got to a decent portion of Four Swords Adventures. I got done with that, and it was all late 2004. I mean, that was the whole thing about it, was I played that game around that time. I never owned the game though. We got it about 3 years ago, but prior to that, the thing was I think the main problem why the game did not get larger audience was just because it did not have, that was retarded. So I think the main reason why it didn't have that was because it had the connectivity. Nintendo was just being weird. I mean, 2003 and beyond, they started trying to connect the GameCube to the Game Boy Advance, and I think really no one wanted to do it. But mean, they did have some good little gems out of there. They also tried the e-reader, if you remember that, where you could actually buy little card packets in stores. And the main thing about it, I actually did want to try that, but it went defunct so quickly that the problem with it was you just couldn't find them anywhere. So the main reason why I wanted to try it was because Super Mario Bros. 3 had a bunch of new stages. Like, Nintendo made 30, 40, maybe more than that stages, but you could only access them through the e-reader. And I wish Nintendo just would have included that in the Game Boy Advance game. It would have been so smooth if they would have done it, but that was the main thing. That was my biggest complaint back in the Super Mario Advance days, was that everyone just wanted a new fucking Mario game. That's all they wanted, was a new two-dimensional Mario game, and they wouldn't do it. And so I was hoping that Super Mario World would have some new stages. They actually did do it with Yoshi's Island, though, which I was pretty glad for that. But yet and still, I haven't really played that or the new stages. I've beaten Yoshi's Island, I just haven't beaten it 100%, so I haven't seen like Kamek's Revenge and Poochie Ain't Stupid and all those stages. But alright, subscribe for more fun. We're going to continue this soon.